President Obama covered a lot of territory today as he made his 8th and final United Nations address as president. The president spoke for 48 minutes. He had 0 interruptions for applause there. He focused on climate change before the civil war in Syria, took a jab at Russia, and even seemingly Donald Trump without ever mentioning his name in that speech. Foreign policy experts say today's speech seemed to be more about what the president didn't say than what he did. Correspondent David Lee Miller reports.
The president's speech was part victory lap, morality lesson, and finger-pointing. He did not mention the recent domestic terror attacks or failed truce in Syria. Instead, he focused on what he called the mindless medieval menace of ISIL or ISIS. He emphasized diplomacy, acknowledging its role in resolving the civil war.
And our international community must continue to work with those who seek to build rather than to destroy. And there is a military component to that. It means being united and relentless in destroying networks like ISIL, which show no respect for human life. But it also means that in a place like Syria, where there's no ultimate military victory to be won.
The president also lashed out at Russia for its territorial ambitions.
If Russia continues to interfere in the affairs of its neighbors, it may be popular at home, it may fuel nationalist fervor for a time, but over time it is also going to diminish its stature and make its borders less secure.
While never mentioning Donald Trump by name, he seemed to evoke and criticize Trump's agenda.
Today, a nation ringed by walls would only imprison itself. So the answer cannot be a simple rejection of global integration.
The president's speech lacked its usual applause lines. He did, however, get a laugh.
I've noticed as president that at times both America's adversaries and some of our allies believe that all problems were either caused by Washington or could be solved by Washington. And perhaps too many in Washington believe that as well.
U.S. Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, who was at the General Assembly to hear the president's speech, thought it missed the mark.
It was a disappointing speech. I was really hoping that he would truly address the pressing problems of the world, and it really is centered in Syria and Iraq. We've got to defeat ISIS. He laid out that goal 2 years ago. We have to first accomplish that goal.
The president spent the afternoon at a summit to raise money for the world's nearly 65 million refugees.
If we were to turn refugees away simply because of their background or religion, or, for example, because they are Muslim, then we would be reinforcing terrorist propaganda that nations like my own are somehow opposed to Islam.
Not only is this President Obama's last appearance at the General Assembly while still in office, it also marks the final days of Ban Ki-moon as Secretary General. His term expires at the end of the year. The process continues to name his replacement. Brett?
David Lee Miller, live outside the United Nations. David Lee, thank you.